Welcome to Real Success, the podcast for entrepreneurs wanting more. I'm Rob Christie. Executive and life coach Brent will take you on a journey exploring the key pillars of real success, ultimately leading to your best life. Stay connected and experience the success that really matters in business and life. And now, here's Brent with today's episode.
So how often do you think about cash flow, your business, and how to achieve freedom that will deliver the real success that you want? As I've talked to many business owners over the past 12 months, there are two things that seem consistent in every conversation. Uncertainty prevails pretty much every day, and everyone is hurting in one way or another. Each time I see a business closing temporarily or sometimes permanently, I think about the business owner and how they're doing. I wonder if they had been personally preparing well in advance of a possibility of loss of business income or business closure. And I wonder, even if they had, would it have been enough? I've talked to some who closed their business and they're now in the process of leveraging what they have to head in a new direction for their career and their lives. They shared with me how difficult the decision was, how many tears were shed in letting go, and the fear and continued uncertainty of what is ahead. And at the same time, they seem to hold a very positive mindset with a clear vision of what their path is ahead. And some I've talked to have used their time recently to reflect on all that is changing in the world right now. They've begun to reframe what is most important to them and are also in the midst of a transition towards something new in business. It's inspiring to hear them share what brings meaning, joy, and happiness to their life, and how they want to contribute through their business in a way that's important to them. This powerful framing I know will motivate them to take those initial steps forward. There are others who I talk to that are aggressively pivoting their business to a whole new direction. Out of necessity, they found a new path and they're beginning to thrive as a result. These many stories of resilience, determination, and positive attitude will lead to financial success in time. I hope they also lead to the real success that each person truly wants, both in their business and in their life. That real success includes money. Of course it includes money, but it goes much, much deeper into their why, their real why. In many of those instances that I just described, it appeared that each business owner was very personally dependent upon the income that their business delivers. They did not have a backup plan, or maybe they had a limited one at best. And hearing their stories and challenges that each business owner faced reminded me of something I learned long ago, and it reaffirmed to me how many of the decisions that I made along the way continued to position me to experience the freedom I want and to be able to withstand the outside forces that I have no control over. Years ago, Robert Kiyosaki taught the concepts of the cash flow quadrant. Where you are in the four quadrants can have a significant impact on your personal income, your cash flow, and your net worth. It can also impact how trapped or free you feel to create and live your best life at work and at home, no matter what is going on around you. I learned the concepts of the cash flow quadrants early on, including the benefits and the traps of each. And it made sense intellectually, but I really didn't get it at the time. One quadrant is being an employee. It made sense how being an employee could provide the security some people need of a consistent paycheck and how that was important to them. I could also see the limitations too, especially if one has an entrepreneurial mindset. It was one of the several determining factors for me to step out of that world. And as I shared before, my next step was the same as it is for so many others. To leave working for someone else and to step right into being self-employed and owning a job. That's the second quadrant, being self-employed. I discussed the limitations of owning your own job in a recent podcast of mine called The Trap of Trading Time for Money. The big difference here is that you end up working a whole lot more. So the next step towards greater freedom is the next quadrant, that of actual business owner. For many, this comes with the shift towards building a team of employees or contract staff that work for you, leveraging OPT, other people's time. For me, And many others, it came another way, through creating a system that you own that might be supported by a team or could operate automatically to deliver what you offer. And in either instance, financial success is not 100% dependent upon you being there or doing the direct hands-on work with your clients. Being a business owner can deliver a greater sense of freedom and perhaps a significantly increased revenue stream too. Now, one of the traps in owning a business, like being self-employed, can be when all of your income comes from that business or from one specific income stream or from one key client. You can find yourself at the mercy of the economy, political decisions, or even things like a pandemic. Many of the people I talked to over the past year and whose stories I shared earlier felt the jaws of this trap. So that brings us to the fourth quadrant, the investor. While this category of the four quadrants is far too big to discuss here, suffice to say, this is where OPM, other people's money, can play a huge part in spreading your income eggs across many baskets, even if you are employed, self-employed, or a business owner. Everyone, as they leave childhood and their youth, enters into the cash flow quadrant. Whether you consciously realize it or not, you operate daily in one or more of them, and how you do so likely impacts your levels of happiness, contentment, stress, uncertainty, or fear when it comes to money. I was somewhat unconsciously existing within the quadrants until two things happened. The first was playing a board game called the cash flow game, and the second was the discussions and action steps that came from playing that game. That's right, a game. And it was really a bit of a wake-up call. So, the cash flow game. Well, it's a little bit like Monopoly meets the game of life, but totally on steroids. To begin with, you draw a card, and that says what your occupation is going to be for the game, what your monthly salary is, what your expenses are that you have to begin with, and the aim of the game is to make decisions as you move around the board based upon those initial factors to increase your income, lower your expenses, invest, own businesses, and manage your life so that you can get out of the rat race. It really is a very financially focused game, but the cool thing was that it really allowed me to see the impact of day-to-day life decisions from various perspectives each time I played and each time that I took on a different career. It was all about creating a mindset and making decisions based on it. I recall having many powerful conversations after playing the game with those that I played with. Those discussions shifted from post-game discussions to regular real-life discussions. And when my wife Gail and I first began dating and started planning a life together, the discussions continued. But now we looked at things differently. She and I are very different when it comes to security versus risk-taking. And we're very aligned when it comes to vision and direction. We both knew we needed to continue to learn and to connect with those who we could gain from their knowledge. OPK, other people's knowledge. Funny thing was, we had both been playing the cash flow game in real life for a long time now without fully realizing the full scope of what we were creating. Throughout our adult lives, we had been leveraging OPM in real estate. We had leveraged real estate for more real estate. We owned and we operated businesses leveraging OPT. We made small and medium investments and then leveraged small investments to make larger investments. We positioned ourselves for the next step. And we used OPK for all of it. Once we began to realize the path that we were already on, our discussions shifted to how to continue to leverage other people's time, other people's money, and other people's knowledge to be able to experience the goals, freedom, and the life that we really wanted for our family. We realized that any one quadrant was neither good nor bad, right nor wrong. It just was. How you operated in that quadrant and how you felt about it made all the difference in the world. I would love to encourage you to stop for a moment and reflect on where you are in these quadrants. Check in with how you feel about it. Does it align with your entrepreneurial compass and where you and your family want to go with your business and your lives? Are you doing enough right now to mitigate any future limitations to your current sources of income? This may not help immediately with the current challenges that you face, but it could be an important start. So I'm not here to tell you how to take your next steps with your business, or how to invest or take other steps. Rather, I'm hoping that it'll inspire you to begin to shift your mindset and open up to possibilities. Explore the thought of how can I add more eggs to my basket, solidify my streams of cash flow, and allow that freedom to help support my overall experience of real success while living my best life. Recessions and even depressions will come and go again and again. Even pandemics or worldwide challenges will come, and they'll throw a wrench into some aspect of your life. The steps that you start now or continue to evolve, well, they'll help you weather each storm and set you up for greater stability and for living a life of joy, fulfillment, and contribution. Thank you for listening today. I hope this episode resonated with you and inspires you to take a step towards achieving real success and experiencing your best life. If you got value today, please consider writing a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, or click the like button on this episode wherever you're listening. Then please share it with a business owner that you know really needs to hear its message. I appreciate your help in extending our reach to support entrepreneurs everywhere. Don't forget to subscribe or follow this podcast wherever you love to listen, so that you can get notified when all new episodes are released. And one last thing. If you're ready to step onto your pathway of change and want to dive even deeper into the 7 pillars of real success, go to my website at entrepreneurialfreedom.ca, and you'll find a link to my post called The 7 Pillars of Real Success. I know it will help. The website once again, entrepreneurialfreedom.ca. We'll be back soon with our next episode. Until then, be healthy, be happy, and have a day full of real success.